Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with another reaction video, and today, we are back, and apparently, with the Kingsman drama and all the Marvel Rival stuff going down, apparently, one of the accused has returned, and let's just say that they're all kind of turning on each other now. At least two of the three who were bullying Kingsman have kind of turned on each other at this point in time. It's actually kind of a funny little situation going on. So, curious to see how this is going to turn out. I haven't really been keeping up with it since the whole thing ended. Kingsman pretty much came out with the W at the end of the day, so that's all we really want. But it's also funny always, seeing the fallout behind, when the people who, the people doing the bullying start kind of turning on each other after it's all over. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. The crazy part about all this is all they had to do is just get off the Widowmaker. the Black Widow. That would have literally stopped all of this, man. It's like it's like, what is it? I forgot what show it is where a person could see into the future before the shit happens, and then they're like, oh, we gotta stop this crap. I forgot what show it was. It was like a really old show, but you guys probably will remind me in the comments for those of you guys who know. But either way, let's go ahead and get straight into it.
We got a tweet from this Salmon account from just the other day.
I saw this.
1.5 million Twitter views about CCFPS, the team
I saw this.
The Deadpool Creator Cup tournament for the team that Kingsman was a part of, as well as, of course, Luciasa and Zaza. I can't help but laugh. I'm sorry. I've had so many people in Rivals just making Zaza jokes. It just all I just had a flashback to that from last night. But anyways, continuing. The tweet says
this guy's Marvel's gameplay is always nice to watch while listening to this kind of stuff. He's killing it with
live streaming on Twitch the other day.
This character right now.
And there wasn't too much notable stuff regarding the Kingsman situation, but there was two things that she apparently said. One was blaming the backlash on misinformation.
Yeah, deflecting, basically.
Blaming the backlash that she was getting on it being a quote-unquote slow or dry drama week. I think that's what people said that she said. I don't have the clip, unfortunately. It's a very quick thing, and there's no VOD. She's taking the VOD.
Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, makes sense.
On misinformation and it just being a slow drama week.
Yeah, that ain't it. That's not it in the slightest. There was no misinformation in the first place. Let's just get that out of the way. That's just cope, because once again the stream was up. Everybody's seen the clips at this point, bro. The three of y'all started kind of, bullying Kingsman, because he wanted to win and y'all wanted to lose for the vibes. And then y'all started, talking nonsense. Let's be real here.
That's not why you got so much backlash. Come on, that is a lot of cope.
That's copium to the max.
Cope. You got backlash for what you did. It had nothing to do with it allegedly being a slow or dry drama week. CC, nice try. We've also got some updates in this video to go over regarding Ashlyn FPS and some other streamer, Sen Amori or something like that, Aramori, who was defending Ashlyn.
This man's killing it with this.
And then posting a bunch of other nonsense.
What is that, Star Killer or Star Lord? My bad. Why did I say Star Killer? This man's killing it with Star Lord right now.
Deadpool Creator Cup tournament, who actually left a few comments on one of my videos covering the situation. We'll be talking about that too. We have one more quick update about CCFPS here, though. Over on Twitter, we can see that CC's official Twitter account has since entered protected mode.
That's to be expected. That's to be expected. Let's be real. Especially considering apparently right now she's still coping and thinking that it's all about misinformation and people just wanted their drama for that week. Trust me, there's a lot of drama that goes on. It wasn't about the drama. It was about the fact that you and your buddies, if y'all even still buddies at this point, decided to try and bully a creator for wanting to win a tournament, had 40K on the line, and y'all wanted to just basically sell the whole thing for vibes. That's basically it.
People weren't buying the apologies, and so instead now just hiding everything, just locking everything down. CC is not the only one. We've also got Ashlyn FPS here. You can see Ashlyn's account also fully
like pretty much everybody who was involved with this, who was causing problems, everybody who was with Ashlyn FPS, who came in a little bit later on trying to defend those three, that other streamer who was talking about defending Kingsman like it's Israel, which was the most dumb clip I've ever seen in my life. the freaking Widow main and CC, they're basically probably gonna have their stuff unprotected for the rest of their dang lives, or as long as I guess this whole situation's going on, because there's no coming back from this, bro. There is literally no coming back from this.
Funny. I don't know if you guys remember this. Let me give a quick refresher. Ashlyn had made a few tweets really trying to come off as unbiased and neutral as possible, which was hilarious because there was a clear bias towards trying to defend CC and Luciasa and let's just say like the Mean Girl Club, right?
Pretty much.
Which would of course be CC, Luciasa, and Zaza, and then throw Ashlyn in there.
That was
as well.
a hell of a
There's
shot,
like
by the
rival
way.
Streamers that are a part of it. Apparently they're in like a Discord server, and as mentioned, they just act like the Mean Girl Club in there or whatever. But this is to say that Ashlyn made a few statements trying to seem unbiased, but clearly trying to also sway public opinion against Kingsman in a very like deceptive way. This didn't go well. People saw right through it, called Ashlyn out. And then to make it worse for Ashlyn, there was also a leaker in the Discord
somebody
server
leaked
that
it.
Posted screenshots of Ashlyn.
The agents
in
got in
Discord
there.
Server, clearly siding with CC and trying to defend CC. So everyone was pointing that out too, showing that Ashlyn was indeed just trying to be manipulative. Ashlyn then attempted to make some sort of non-apology and was very like sarcastic and smug about it all, saying something like, okay, fine, CC's bad, Kingsman's good, you know, like just...
She didn't mean that either.
Response.
It's a petty, yeah.
And so ultimately, you know, Ashlyn gets more and more backlash for just acting like this, and now the...
I'm not gonna lie, if she was smart, she would have just stayed out of it, but you already know how, you know, these streamers be, especially when it's a group thing versus one person. You know that they gotta, you know, try and team up on one guy, you know, and just, like, it's always the same, bro. It's always the same crap when it comes to situations like this. It's always the group trying to team up on the one person and exile them, basically. And in this case, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Their accounts in protected mode, as you can see. Keep all that in mind. We're going to return to the Ashlyn stuff. But before we get too far into that, and this other Amori
Bro,
person,
it's
or whatever
cooking.
it is, who tried to defend Ashlyn and then looked terrible. And then
11-1, not bad.
Text trying to apologize for it. This is a whole weird thing, obviously. A lot of weird stuff going on with this whole situation from these people. Recurring theme from these people. But really quick, as mentioned, I want to talk about the Bassam stuff instead of burying the lead on that at the end of the video. So on my video titled Now CC is Deleting Evidence, but She Got Caught from 5 days ago, I recently noticed a few comments that looked to be from the official Bassam account right here on YouTube. Here's what they say. The first one there at the top reads, Kingsman DMs me and says that he's about to tweet something out that can clear my name a bit. And then in the second comment, he says, I understand people are going to be late finding out stuff on the internet. All my VODs have been up. A lot of the lies in this video have been debunked. Me and Kingsman are cool, and we've been talking every day. I've been taking accountability for 6 days. For example, the green light thing was a lie. Eventually the truth will come out. I know what I messed up on.
See, now with this dude, this situation with this dude, who, for anybody who doesn't know, this is like the tournament organizer guy, you know, guy who was in charge of the whole thing, or at least in charge of a part of it. This dude's in a weird situation where he took accountability for what he did, which wasn't anything crazy. He was just trying to, I guess, keep the tournament friendly, but at the same time, he didn't really look at the evidence, which was his big mistake. He didn't really take a look at the evidence and see what was going on, or he acted on impulse, whatever it might have been, but this guy's in a weird situation, I guess, now where, you know, obviously he was getting criticized and whatnot, but, at least he's taking accountability. I'll take that, like, well, shit, that's a lot better than the Three Stooges were doing, I'll say that much.
And so when I first saw these comments, I was skeptical that it was really Bassam. But again, I clicked his account, and it does seem to be his official YouTube account. The next thing I want to point out is where he says lies in the video. The first time I read that, I was like, wait a second, is this guy calling me a liar? I'm like, dude, I'm just talking about what was put out there by other people. It turns out, though, as I continued reading the comment, and he posted that example of the green light thing, which is a reference to something CC said, I came to the conclusion that when he's talking about lies in the video, he's talking about lies in the clips that I included. For example, the CC clip about the green light thing. Which, for context, let's play that really quick so you can see what he's talking about.
That 20 minutes before I got kicked, CC said she had to go do something real quick. And that's it.
And yes, although Basim is the one who made the final decision, CC is the one who signed off on it. She literally said it in her own stream right here.
Where he's just like demoralizing my whole team, bro. Like, He's on my
no,
head.
to the point where no one even wanted to play with him. That's kind of what it felt like, bro. Like, when Fossum asked me, he was like, "Do you think this is alright? Like, is this true? I'm gonna do this. Like, you can greenlight it." And I'm being honest, guys. I greenlit it because my team didn't. Like, I had 3 people on my team that just did.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So basically, hell, technically, this wasn't really all of Basim's fault. It was more so him confirming. Though it wasn't all his fault, but there was some fault in it because me personally, as a tournament organizer, I want to see evidence for this kind of thing. But once again, he probably acted on impulse or something like that, trying to just keep the calm or whatever. But who knows? Only the people involved would know how it really went down, but at least we do know for a fact that it was obviously, you know, CC who was the one who kind of gave him the green light to ban Kingsman in the first place. So, there you go.
Basim really came to you. Why don't you tell me something about it? Because every time I make a suggestion, your only response to me is to tell me to shut the f up. Then of course we're not going to have a positive team experience.
And all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I'm kicked from the tournament. No warning, nothing.
With that context, once again, yeah, it sounds like Basim is saying that the whole green light thing that CC was talking about there was actually a lie. But he did also mention something about Kingsman apparently saying that he's going to tweet something out that can clear Basim's name. I don't think that ever happened, though. The only tweets on Kingsman's account is still these from back on January 21st, which was before Basim left that comment on my channel, as my video that Basim left those comments on came out on January 23rd. And again, Kingsman's only tweets there predate that by a few days, only being on January 21st and being about the CC files. So
Kingsman's probably not even going to be bothering to mess around with Twitter that much, or X, whatever you want to call it, after that whole situation. The only reason he even made a Twitter is because they were cooking him on there, and he didn't even have a Twitter to defend himself, so he made one and basically dropped all the news on him. So, who knows, but we do know at least that it ain't all completely Basim's fault. Obviously, his big mistake was not actually looking at the stream evidence and being like, okay, what actually happened? Because that honestly could have solved all this, along with, you know, the Widow switching and just them trying to actually win the tournament. But that's besides the point. We ain't going to try and go back into all of that. But, hey, it is what it is. The evidence is out there, though.
that can't be what Basim was referring to, right? He's making it sound like there were supposed to be new tweets that would have came out after my video, so after January 23rd at some point, and that doesn't seem to have ever happened. Now, I don't know if Basim's lying or if he was telling the truth and Kingsman just never did this for whatever reason. Who knows what could have happened there? I have no idea. I'm just sharing you the information that I saw posted. And lastly, Basim's comment did of course also claim that he and Kingsman have been talking every day and that they're cool now. So, make of all this what you will.
That's all we really can do.
Let's return to the Ashlyn FPS stuff. I mentioned there was more to all that. So, before Ashlyn privated her entire account, went into protected mode, Ashlyn had actually posted this damage control tweet. It didn't really go so well. So, this of course, just to be sure we're on the same page, came after Ashlyn got exposed for the Discord leak, exposed for being very biased, even when she was trying to seem like that wasn't the case, right? So that all happens, and then Ashlyn posts this. Hi, I want to clarify I had no participation in the tournament.
I mean, that's
I had no
obvious.
horse in this race.
That's also
I simply
obvious.
saw some people I have played with in the past in a stressful situation and wanted to support them.
That's also very obvious. I mean, you were clearly biased towards the mean girl group. That's what I'm going to call them at this point. You're clearly biased towards them, but then you tried to seem like you're unbiased and that, you know, everybody was, you know, but obviously the Discord messages proved otherwise. But my big thing is she said it herself. She had no horse in the race. It's fine to want to support people when they're in a tight spot, but if they're in the wrong, they're in the wrong. The best thing you could have done in this situation is honestly just let the situation play out, so that you wouldn't have been in the situation that you're in now, where you're just out here privating all your stuff because you decided to be biased towards one side without all the evidence. Or maybe you saw the evidence and still was biased anyway. Either way, the best thing you could have done in this situation was just stay to the side, because you had no horse in the race at all. This is one of them situations where somebody knows at least somebody in the, you know, when it comes to the situation, and then they butt their head in when they have no need to, and then that ends up getting them into the drama when they didn't even need to be there in the first place. Because once again, this Ashlyn FPS person wasn't part of the tournament, and she said so herself. So why are you out here talking about this, that, and the third when you could have just easily just stayed out of it? That would have literally saved you all this trouble. But hey, you know, whenever there's a big drama and people trying to get clout, man, clout's a powerful drug. Because if this situation did go the other way around, Kingsman ended up being the one, you know, getting cooked. You know, who knows? She might have gotten some clout from this, but it ended up being the other way around, and she didn't even have anything to do with the situation to begin with.
I definitely jump to conclusions, too, and I take responsibility for my actions. My initial responses and reactions were poorly thought out, but coming from a place of support. What I've learned is I need to wait until I see the entire context before I give in.
Yeah.
I need to hold the right people properly accountable, and I didn't do that this time. I need to start taking things more seriously and be more tactful with my response in the future. This is my learning experience. I will try my best to do better going forward.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what?
No crap, you gotta wait for everything to come out. you gotta see the evidence before anything. That's 90% when it comes to this drama. That's like 90% of why this drama even turned out the way it did. Outside of you know what was going on with the team, but like other than that, it's like Bazin, he didn't go and look back at the stream evidence before he kicked Kingsman from the tournament, so that ended up triggering that event. And then after all this stuff happened, then she wants to go in and start talking nonsense, and then that gets her cooked because she didn't look at all the context and she didn't look at all the evidence and started defending, I guess, the mean girl group in this situation. And then now she's getting backlash for something she had no part in the first place. Like, yeah, it'd probably be a good idea that if you're going to speak on something, especially a situation like this, that you probably want to wait for all the stuff to come out before you say anything. Get all your facts straight, because otherwise you're going to get caught up in it too.
Just so weird because Ashlyn wasn't even involved in any of this directly. Ashlyn chose to get involved, like seemingly first, from what I've seen, on the Discord server. I said that clunkily, my bad. But it's like, in my mind, I'm piecing this all together right now. And this stuff
she was the first one to get involved, and she wasn't even involved in the first place.
Clearly defending CC, and then like makes the really, really deceptive, manipulative statement, trying to get people to move on from the situation, and saying
because at first it was just those three, and then this person came out of nowhere.
No, clearly, Kingsman wasn't the problem here. It was CC and that group, CC, Zaza, Luciasa. So that was nonsensical. Then Ashlyn gets backlash for that, and then like doubles down in a way, gets more backlash, and then ultimately posts this statement that I just read, and it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You simply saw some people you played with in the past in a stressful situation and wanted to support them. You didn't do that though.
You didn't do that.
You're clearly trying to throw Kingsman under the bus and only supporting certain people in the situation, and saying you have no horse in this race. That's true to an extent. Because, yeah, Ashlyn wasn't a part of the tournament, but based off the Discord leaks, it looks like Ashlyn's horse in the race, so to speak, was trying to get clout with the mean club.
Yep.
And then, hey, they don't have that much clout anymore because they all just got exposed for being toxic.
Zero clout.
And then after that happens, oh, I have no horse in this race, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is such a weird thing.
Like I said, if this situation went the other way around, trust me when I say that she wouldn't have posted that probably more likely than not. If this situation went the other way around and Kingsman was the one who unfortunately just gets canceled for no reason, even though he's in the right, she would have been all up in there probably posting something completely different and getting clout from those three idiots at the same time. Let's be real with ourselves.
Ashlyn, as mentioned, didn't need to be involved in this at all. What a waste. Why even interject yourself like this? And
she cooked herself on that one.
Ashlyn also gets community noted here. Reads, even now, after knowing all the context, OP Ashlyn is not calling out CC and her bully friends for their actions, which is indicating that this is a fake apology. OP had openly sided with CC and mocked Kingsman. OP admitted to using the controversy to milk engagement and revenue. Yeah.
There you go.
That's pretty much a get-wrecked situation.
There you go. The community notes have spoken.
Too rude, but like,
the community notes have spoken.
Come on.
You had no
It would be
reason.
nice if there was like sincerely some character development here, but that's not the vibe I get at all. And then protecting the whole account after, you know. Oh my gosh. What? By the way, quick side note. What's with that? We've seen that pretty much every person in the situation except Kingsman makes some nonsensical damage control statement and locks the comments instantly. And then take it further, now they're also just locking down their entire accounts. And then that's right, there was also that rival streamer, that woman who called me out on her Twitter account because she was mad at my video title. And she's one of the more like viewed female rival streamers. She calls my video title out, gets mad at that, makes a terrible point, but asks a question and locks the responses so no one can even respond to the question, clearly also indicating bad faith. And
Hey.
that's another example of like just locking the comments instantly, and then when I respond via quote tweet, then she deletes the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's just so
there
much
you go.
bondage behavior from this group.
There,
Oh, great.
everybody who was in the wrong had basically made some damage control nonsense, and then basically locked their account, bro. It's actually wild how much like Kingsman's out here running. He's out here running a 1v5 and he just winning, bro. Just straight winning.
More. Forgot about this one. Ashlyn then added this. Hi again. I'm going to be stepping away from Twitter. Excuse me. Oh, man. I gotta read this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be stepping away from Twitter for a while. I believe the only way to genuinely become a better person is through actions and self-reflection. This will
She
be my
ain't
new
wrong there.
focus. My anger is healthy.
Their whole group needs to learn from that. I'm gonna be real. Their whole group needs to learn that, though I doubt that they will.
Okay. I'm a flawed individual. That was a Mantis quote, by the way, for the people that don't play Rivals. Explain the joke ruins it, but like not all my viewers play Rivals, so I had to explain it. Anyways, I'm a flawed individual, Ashlyn says, who has made many mistakes, and I'm truly sorry to those who I've hurt in the past and present. If I've hurt you and you'd like to talk privately, please reach out to me. I want to do better, and I fully intend to show it through my actions. And so
She
then
wouldn't have even had to do any of this if she didn't get involved, bro. That's the craziest part about this. Like, if you didn't even bother getting involved and trying to get clout, then you wouldn't even have to be doing all of that.
lastly, we have this person, Sen Aramori,
Who's this?
who claims to be a pro strategist player, 10 times Marvel Rivals tournament winner. And this whole situation, similarly to Ashlyn, didn't involve Sen, but Sen decided to get involved.
Oh my god,
and it
bro.
didn't go well.
What?
This next part gets a little bit confusing.
What is going
so if you're
on
confused,
here?
Don't worry, it is a bit confusing.
What?
It begins with
Oh
Sen
my
trying to defend
lord.
Ashlyn in a tweet
No
that
way.
Sen deleted after getting backlash.
What is it with all these randoms trying to come out of the woodworks to try and get clout off of each other when they're all in the wrong? What is going on here? Are we serious? I didn't even see this.
Right here it says this post is unavailable.
Bro, clout's a
But
powerful
you can
drug,
see
dude.
this
Holy.
user who got 5,500 likes called Sen out. You can see the remainder of the link right there. And they say to Sen, who was defending Ashlyn,
Clout's a powerful
your
drug,
friend
bro. Holy
Ashlyn,
crap.
that
What is
publicly
going
raised
on?
IQ, literally said she's pulling a PR stunt. She's been nasty to people in the past, lying, defaming, and all that just to get attention. There is a time when you should defend your friends and a time where you should say, yeah, you messed up.
Right.
And then another user chimes in saying that Sen has now deleted that tweet and is trying to backtrack everything, saying that community notes shouldn't count.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's great, huh? Great take. Oh, those
Yeah.
community notes are a problem.
Okay.
How dare you post facts and evidence? when you
Community
have
notes
that,
don't count when there's
when
evidence.
there's proof
Oh
showing
lord.
why the post got community noted. She wrote a book for an apology. There is more paragraphs, sadly. And yeah,
Jesus.
the order of events is like this, just to recap really quick. Ashlyn makes a bunch of tweets, gets a bunch of backlash. For whatever reason, Sen Aramori decides to interject herself into the situation, trying to defend Ashlyn. That doesn't go well. Ashlyn deletes the tweet. Excuse me. Ashlyn did delete tweets, but I meant to say Sen deletes the tweet defending Ashlyn and then writes a 10-paragraph apology post. Here's the post.
Oh lord.
You can see how long this is. It is a literal
What the
wall of text.
frick?
One big point of contention in her apology post is, as mentioned, the part where she says, quote, I just didn't think it's fair that community notes should tell the reader that this post for sure is fake and bad, unquote. This user saying, the notes were saying that because they have proof of it being fake and bad.
Yeah.
Sen Aramori says, fair. I think at the end of the day, I'm just some lady who plays games. I like to
You
speak on
didn't
things
need to even get involved. This doesn't have anything to do with you, bro. All these people trying to get clout an engagement and shit. You didn't even need to get involved, dude. Bro, what is it? Like, bro, screw 1v5. Now we got a 1v6. A new person has entered the fray and promptly left after getting cooked trying to... Oh my god. What is it with people in doing that shit, bro? If you ain't a part of the situation, just leave it alone. Like, please, unless you have anything useful to add, or like you're actually gonna like call out the people who are in the wrong and you know who they are or whatever, just stay out of it, dude. Like, these people out here cooking themselves and ruining their reputations, and they're not even a part of this whole situation, dude. What is going on with that?
I'm educated on and feel passionately about, but when it comes to drama like this, I feel uninformed and out of my depth.
Yeah.
How do you even get involved?
You are uninformed. What would you...
Try to get involved, get backlash, then play victim. The responses
Oh,
have a lot
Lord.
of people calling Sen out for, as mentioned, getting mad at community notes. And other people also saying stuff like, if you're going to weigh into drama in the rivals community, don't have double standards, call stuff out equally.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah.
That's specifically about something she did to a rival streamer called Necros, who's one of the top streamers. Similarly, this one saying, I mean, you called out Necros about the joke and tell people how to feel, so what's your point, hypocrite?
I don't know what that's all
Context
about.
to that is about a month ago, Necros got backlash for a Twitch title that he made. That was supposed to be a joke, as that person mentions. And Sen was very quick to call out Necros publicly on Twitter. And so, a lot of people viewed Sen as a hypocrite for calling Necros out essentially instantly. But in terms of this situation where women wronged Kingsman, she was radio silent, and even when she finally posted anything about it, was simply defending Ashland's take. And so, people were, as you can probably tell and see, making the point that it came off like Sen would defend women, but be very quick to hate on men. In particular as well, because we've seen Cece vocally posting numerous comments over the years about how much she hates men and finds them disgusting. So, when Sen is getting involved and calling Necros out, who's a dude, really quick, but then not calling out what these women did to Kingsman, it painted a bad picture. It painted a pretty bad picture.
She shouldn't have even got involved, dude.
A hypocrite in mentioning the Necro stuff. I'm not going to read Sen's entire wall of text. It would take like another 10 to 15 minutes just to read that. If you want to read the full thing, it's on her Twitter account, but I will read the last part. She says, I'm glad Kingsman is getting the recognition he deserves. It's hard making it in the content creator world, and even being a rank 1 player guarantees you nothing. It makes me very happy to see a good player be valued in that way. Thank you for reading. Again, I apologize for my inaction.
Oh, Lord.
It won't happen again.
Bruh, you better hope it don't happen again. The situation didn't even have anything to do with you. You and that Ashland person had nothing to do with the situation, but you guys wanted to get some clout off of the Mean Girls Club, and now that y'all getting backlash, it's like, oh... I mean, she didn't really get that much backlash, though, because I don't think... She might have said some dumb stuff, but it wasn't as dumb as the other, I guess, 4 in this situation now, because Ashland involved herself in a situation that had nothing to do with her. But, like, what is it with that, bro? That is ridiculous.
As always, of course, come to your own conclusion about that statement. And I'll leave it there. I kind of speed ran this last part because, again, there's some context missing, deleted tweet that I don't have the screenshot of that one, unfortunately, in a wall of text and everything, so, you know. Tried to cover it while being thorough yet very brief, as much as I could at least, and that's really it. Let me know what you think about the whole situation from the beginning regarding the CC updates, the Bassam updates, to the Ashland updates, and ultimately at the end here, the Sen Aramori updates too. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one.
The whole situation is dumb. Kingsman pretty much got his W, but my biggest thing in this video is why the hell do people why did Ashland and this other streamer who nobody even barely knew about, I guess, outside of the Marvel Rivals community, get involved in a situation that had nothing to do with him, bro? That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me, bro. Other than to try and get clout, there was no reason for those two to even get involved. There was no reason to freaking, like, what? Kingsman out here fighting off a 1v5, bro. Jesus Christ, and he came out with a giant-ass W. Giant-ass W, bro. Fought off the 3 Mean Girls who was on his team selling a 40K tournament, then Ashland on top of that, and then whoever the hell this is. 1v5 and still winning, bro. Holy W. Holy dub. But either way, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed all that good stuff. You know, it's a crazy situation. I'm not going to lie. It really is. But at the end of the day, if there's anything we should learn from this is A, don't be talking crap when you're 0-5. And then trying to get your teammate who's carrying you banned. And then talking crap on Twitter. And B, don't involve yourself in a situation, no matter how much clout or drama you think you're going to get, if it has nothing to do with you, because as we just saw, that shit can easily backfire. Easily, especially when you're out there trying to support the people who are in the wrong. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments, all that good stuff. I know I told myself before that this was going to be like the last video, or I guess the one I made before, reacting to something like this going on, but I was like, let me see what the hell's going on. Because at this point, this is just like the aftermath of everything. Like, it's already settled. But I think this will probably wrap up everything for the whole thing. So, without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed. Shinobi signing off. Like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.